Honey, about the mountain lodge trip next month. My mom's voice trailed off during our weekly phone call. I could already sense something was wrong from her hesitant tone. Emma doesn't think it's a good idea for you to come. She wants it to be more intimate. Emma, my younger sister. The same sister whose college tuition I had helped pay. The same sister whose dream vacation I had just funded, putting down a deposit on a luxury mountain lodge for what was supposed to be our family reunion. Intimate. I repeated, my voice steady despite the hurt building in my chest. Mom, I paid for the lodge. The whole thing. I know, sweetie, and we're so grateful, she said softly, but Emma's bringing her new boyfriend and she thinks having her boring older sister there might make things awkward. You understand, right? My name is Olivia Mitchell. I'm 32 years old and I had just been uninvited from a family vacation I paid for. The irony wasn't lost on me. Besides, Mom continued, filling the silence, someone needs to watch the cats. You know how expensive pet sitters are these days. Of course. I was good enough to be their bank and pet sitter, but not good enough to be in the family photos. I sat in my home office staring at the confirmation email for the lodge booking. $8,000 for a week-long stay. Money I had saved from my job as an environmental scientist, hoping to finally have that perfect family gathering we'd never managed to have growing up. My phone buzzed. A text from Emma. Mom told you, right? Don't take it personally, but Jake and I are trying to make a good impression on everyone. Your whole science nerd vibe doesn't really fit the aesthetic we're going for. Thanks for understanding. Jake, her boyfriend of 3 months. Apparently he warranted an invitation more than I did. Another text came in, this time from Dad. Princess, you're always so responsible. We know we can count on you to hold down the fort. Emma needs this time to shine. Emma had always been the family star, the pretty one, the social butterfly. While I spent my weekends at science fairs and later in laboratories, she was winning beauty pageants and collecting Instagram followers. Our parents never missed her events, but somehow always had conflicts when it came to mine. I opened my laptop and pulled up my bank statements. The lodge deposit was just the latest expense. Emma's college tuition. Mom's medical bills. The loan I gave Dad to keep his business afloat during COVID. None of it had been repaid. Not that I'd asked. Family helps family, at least when they needed something from me. Another group chat notification popped up. Emma posted photos of the lodge's luxury suites. Can't wait. Jake's going to love it. Mom and Dad get the master suite, obviously. Sarah and Tom get the Lakeview room and Jake and I called dibs on the Sunset suite. Sarah, our cousin, was invited too. She and her husband Tom were apparently welcome, despite owing me money for their destination wedding last year. I glanced around my office at the framed awards on my walls. Outstanding Research Contribution. Environmental Conservation Award. Recognition for groundbreaking work in forest preservation. None of it mattered to my family as much as Emma's latest Instagram milestone. My fingers hovered over the keyboard. I wanted to remind them who was funding their intimate gathering. Instead I typed, no problem. Have fun. Emma responded instantly, you're the best. Don't forget to water Mom's plants while we're gone. I closed my laptop and looked out the window at the city skyline. 10 years of being the family ATM. 10 years of watching from the sidelines while they celebrated each other and treated me like an afterthought. The mountain lodge was supposed to be different. I had planned everything. The hiking trails I wanted to show them, the local conservation project I was involved in, the sunset spots perfect for family photos. But as usual, Emma had other plans. And as usual, my parents fell in line. Later, Mom texted, we'll bring you back a souvenir. And don't forget, Rocky needs his medicine twice daily. You're such a blessing. A blessing? More like a convenient resource. I walked to my desk, opened the bottom drawer and pulled out a folder labeled property documents. Inside was something my family didn't know about. Something that would make their perfect mountain getaway a little less perfect. Maybe it was time they learned what happened when you take your blessing for granted. The week before their trip, the family group chat was buzzing. Emma shared outfit plans for every day. Sarah posted about the spa treatments she booked, using my lodge credit. Mom tagged Jake in photos of the gourmet kitchen where she planned to host intimate family dinners. Not once did anyone question why the person paying for all this wasn't invited. I spent that week making calls and sending emails. The lodge management was especially interested in my documentation showing I was the sole payer for the reservation. Ms. Mitchell, the manager said, as the booking holder, you have every right to modify the reservation details. Would you like to make any changes? I did. Several. On the morning of their departure, I got the usual barrage of messages. Emma sent a selfie at their departure breakfast. Road trip time. Jake is so excited. Thanks again for pet sitting, sis. Sarah posted a picture of her packed bags. Can't wait for a week of luxury. You're missing out, Olivia. Missing out, huh? I waited until they were halfway to the lodge before making my final call. The manager confirmed everything was set according to my instructions. At exactly 4:30 p.m., their expected arrival time, my phone exploded with notifications. First came the confused messages. There must be some mistake. They're saying our reservation was modified. Olivia, are you getting these messages? Then came the angry ones. The suites are all wrong. Jake and I specifically requested the sunset room. They gave us the smallest cabin. Finally, my mother called. Olivia, thank goodness you answered. There's a problem at the lodge. They're saying the reservation was changed to individual cabins instead of the main lodge, and they won't let us switch. Emma is crying. Her perfect trip is ruined. I smiled to myself. Good. I sat in my quiet home office, Rocky the cat purring in my lap. Oh, that's strange, Mom's voice said over the phone. What did the manager say? He said that since I'm the booking holder, only I can authorize changes, I replied evenly. You tried explaining your family, but he insisted, right? Yes. Can you call them and fix this? I stroked Rocky's fur, thinking about all the times they had excluded me, dismissed me, taken my help for granted. Actually, Mom, I said, the reservation is exactly as I modified it last week. 5 separate cabins, one for each couple or individual. The main lodge is occupied by another group. Silence. Then, what do you mean you modified it? Why would you do that? Well, since I wasn't invited to this intimate family gathering despite paying for it, I thought everyone might appreciate some extra intimacy. Each cabin has its own kitchen, so you won't have to share family dinners. Emma and Jake can have all the privacy they need for their aesthetic. Sarah and Tom can enjoy their spa treatments without worrying about group schedules. But that's not what we planned. Emma wanted everyone together. No, Mom. Emma wanted everyone she approved of together. There's a difference. My phone buzzed with a text from Emma. Way to ruin everything. Jake is so uncomfortable now. This isn't the luxury vacation I promised him. I replied in the group chat so everyone could see. The cabins are actually more expensive than the main lodge. Consider it my treat. An upgrade, if you will. After all, isn't that what family does? Help each other out. Sarah chimed in. This is petty, Olivia. We would have invited you if you weren't so. I smiled, attaching photos of the checks and transfer receipts from over the years. The college tuition payments, the medical bills, the wedding loans. Funny, I typed I wasn't to me when you all needed money. The group chat went silent. Even Emma, usually quick with a defensive response, had nothing to say. Mom called again, her voice smaller now. Honey, we never meant to hurt you. Just. Emma thought. Emma wanted. Emma needed. I cut in. I know, Mom. That's how it's always been. Well, now Emma has her private cabin with Jake. And you all have exactly what you asked for. An intimate family vacation. Enjoy your week. Don't forget to post lots of pictures. I hung up, turning my phone to silent as it lit up with more messages and calls. Rocky stretched in my lap, blissfully unaware of the family drama unfolding miles away. Walking to my window, I looked out at the city lights beginning to twinkle in the dusk. On my desk lay a brochure for a different mountain resort, one where I had booked myself a private cabin for the following week. Sometimes the best family moments are the ones you create for yourself. By day 3, their messages had shifted from anger to bargaining. Emma sent photos of her and Jake cramped in their cabin, complaining about the limited space. Sarah moaned about having to walk to the main lodge for meals instead of enjoying family dinners in the gourmet kitchen. Mom tried guilt-tripping me with a photo of empty chairs at their tiny dining table. Look how much space we have for one more person. It's not too late to join us, honey. I was sitting in my backyard garden, enjoying a peaceful evening with a glass of wine when Dad called. Princess, he began in his negotiator voice, I think we all got off on the wrong foot here. Emma feels terrible. She didn't mean to exclude you, she just wanted everything to be perfect for Jake. Perfect for Jake? I repeated. A stranger was more important than your daughter? The silence on his end spoke volumes. You know, Dad, I continued, I found something interesting while organizing my files last week. Remember that business loan you needed during COVID? The one the bank rejected? Olivia, that's ancient history. The money I gave you wasn't just my savings. It was the down payment for my own house. I put off my dreams to save your business. And you never even told Mom where the money came from. She still thinks the bank approved the loan. More silence. Don't princess me, Dad. I'm done being the family ATM who's not good enough to be in the family photos. After we hung up, I opened my email to find a message from the lodge manager. Apparently, Emma had tried to sweet-talk him into combining their cabins or switching to the main lodge, offering to pay the difference. He politely reminded her that any changes needed my authorization. That evening, Sarah posted a passive-aggressive status update. Family vacations aren't the same when certain people let their feelings get in the way of everyone's happiness. I commented with a screenshot of her unpaid wedding loan statement. Funny how happiness disappears when certain people forget to repay loans. The post was deleted within minutes. Something unexpected happened. Emma's perfect boyfriend Jake reached out to me directly. Hey, I didn't know you paid for all this. Emma told me her parents were funding the trip. I feel awful about the situation. Actually, the separate cabins helped me see some things clearly. About Emma, about your family dynamic. I'm heading home early. Thanks for inadvertently helping me dodge a bullet. I smiled, imagining Emma's reaction. Sure enough, an hour later the group chat exploded with her dramatic messages about Jake abandoning her and how it was all my fault. Mom tried damage control. Maybe if we were all together in the main lodge this wouldn't have happened. I replied. Or maybe if you raised Emma to be less entitled and more appreciative, she wouldn't drive people away. On their last day, Dad made one more attempt to smooth things over. He sent a long message about family sticking together, about taking me for granted, about wanting to make things right. I responded with a photo of the brochure for my upcoming solo trip. I'll be here next week, in a lovely cabin with a view of the sunrise. I'll be hiking, photographing wildlife, and working on my forest conservation project. I won't be checking my phone for emergency fund requests or pet-sitting duties. For once, I'm putting myself first. The day they came home, I was packing for my trip when Mom showed up at my door. She looked tired, defeated, holding out the cat carrier. The cats missed you, she said weakly. I'm sure they did. Just like you all miss my wallet when it's not available. She flinched. We deserve that. All of it. Emma's been impossible since Jake left. Sarah's husband keeps asking about their loan. Your father, he finally told me about the COVID money. I set the carrier down gently as Rocky and Mittens meowed in greeting. You know what hurts the most, Mom? Not the money. Not even the exclusion. It's that none of you saw me, my achievements, my passions, my worth beyond what I could give you. Tears welled in her eyes. Can we fix this? Maybe. But not with grand gestures or family vacations. It starts with respect, with recognition, with treating me like a daughter, not a convenience. She nodded slowly. Your father showed me the brochure. The conservation project sounds fascinating. I'd like to learn more about what you do. It was a small step, but perhaps a meaningful one. I settled into my cabin and posted a photo of the sunrise. No family drama, no forced poses, just the pure beauty of nature. Emma unfollowed me immediately. Sarah made a snippy comment about flaunting my solo trip, but Mom liked the photo and wrote, "Beautiful view, honey. Tell me more about the forest conservation work you're doing there." Sometimes I realized the best family moments aren't the perfectly staged ones. They're the honest ones, even if they come after shaking up everyone's perfect plans. Rocky and Mittens curled up beside me as the mountains turned gold in the morning light. For the first time in years, I felt truly at peace with my choices. Sometimes standing up for yourself means letting go of the role others chose for you.